Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna continue our Chinese lesson. So in the previous videos, we have already talked about pinyin and the tones. So if you guys haven't watched them, you guys can watch them first and then go back to this video. Today we're gonna talk about Hanzi or the Chinese characters. So there are two types of Hanzi or the Chinese characters. The first one is simplified Chinese characters or 简体字. The second is traditional Chinese characters or 繁体字. Simplified Chinese characters are usually used in mainland China, and traditional Chinese characters are usually used in Taiwan and Hong Kong. So I'm gonna give you guys an example of the difference between these two. So in simplified Chinese characters, we write I like this, but in traditional Chinese characters, we write I like this. So they are a little bit different, and usually traditional Chinese characters have more strokes in it. And in our lesson, we will only use simplified Chinese characters. So this is the Chinese characters strokes names table. And Chinese characters are the combination of some of these strokes. But don't worry, you guys don't need to remember all of the strokes names. You guys just need to know how to write the stroke and what the order is. So let's start with the simple strokes. I'm gonna read the names and then write the strokes once again. So please pay attention on how I write it and what the order is. 点 Heng. Heng is a horizontal stroke from left to right. Heng. Shu. Shu is a vertical stroke from top to bottom. Shu. Pie. Pie is a left falling stroke. Na. Na is a right falling stroke. Ti. Ti is a rising stroke. Shu go. Go is like a hook. Shu go. One go. One is a curving stroke. And as we learned before, go is like a hook, right? So after the curving stroke, we just need to make a hook. 斜钩 卧钩 卧钩 竖弯 Remember, one is a curving stroke. 竖弯竖弯钩竖弯钩竖提横钩横折 折 is a bending stroke. So if there is 折 in another stroke, we just need to make a bending stroke. 横折横折钩 like this one. zhe is a bending stroke, and then go, 横折钩. So these strokes are the combination of the strokes that we just learned. 横撇, 撇折, 撇点, 横折弯钩, 竖折, 竖折折钩, 横折体, 横折折撇, 横撇弯钩, 横折折折钩, 横折弯, 竖折撇. So that's all for the Chinese character strokes names. Now let's move on to the rules. When we write Chinese characters, there are some rules that we need to follow. Rule number 1 is we need to write 横 first and then 竖. For example, 10 means 10 and it has two strokes, 横 and then 竖. Always write the horizontal stroke first and then the vertical stroke. Rule number 2 is we need to write 撇 first and then 捺. For example, 8. 8 means 8. It also has two strokes, 撇 捺. So don't forget that we need to write the left falling stroke first and then the right falling stroke. Rule number 3 is we write from top to bottom. For example, 三 means 3. So we need to write from the top. Rule number 4 is we need to write from left to right. For example, 做 means to make or to do something, and it has 11 strokes. And as we can see here, 做 has 3 parts, right? The left, the middle, and the right. So we need to write from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Rule number 5 is we write from outside to inside. For example, 月 is the moon and it has 4 strokes. So it's like 1, 2. We need to write the outside first and then 3, 4, the inside. Rule number 6 is we need to write the inside first and then ceiling. For example, 国 is country and it has 8 strokes. And we learned before in the rule number 5, we need to write the outside and then the inside, right? So we write this first. 1, 2. And then we write the inside. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And after we finish writing the inside, we can seal it. 8. Rule number 7 is we need to write the center first and then both sides. For example, 小, 小, 小 means small and it has 3 strokes. So we write the center, 1, and then both sides, and always from the left. 2, 3. Now let's try to write all of these words together. So the first one is 汉语. Hanyu means Chinese language. Han has 5 strokes and Yu has 9 strokes. And because Han and Yu has 2 parts, like left and right, we always write it from the left. Now let's try to write them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Yu, it also has 2 parts, left and right, so we write from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The next one is Hanzi, or the Chinese characters. Han, it's the same with this one, so it has 5 strokes, and Zi has 6 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for Zi, we need to write it from top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's try to write 你好. 你好 means hello. So 你 has 7 strokes and 好 has 6 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for these characters, we need to write it from the center and then both sides. 5, 6, 7. And how? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the last one, let's try to write 我爱你, which means I love you. 我 has 7 strokes and I has 10 strokes and 你 has 7 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And for I, we write it from the top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And for ni, the same with ni hao. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all for the Hanzi or the Chinese characters, guys. And before we finish today's class, I have a small tip for you guys. So, when you write a Chinese character and write one stroke wrong, try to not just erase that one stroke, but try to write the whole character from the beginning again using the right strokes order, because this way it can help you improve your writing Hanzi skill. And because today we finished learning about Hanzi or the Chinese characters, it means that we have finished all of our basic Chinese lessons. So in the next lesson, we can start to learn about Chinese grammar and learn more Chinese vocabularies. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. 加油!